Have you ever heard the term awakening of the Kundalini, or have you ever seen an image of an energy shaped like a snake crawling up the spine? Well, if you are familiar with the holistic and integrative therapies, I'm sure you have. But after all, what is this Kundalini that we so desperately need to awake? And why is this awakening so important to our spiritual evolution? Hi, I'm Emily Drielli. I'm a tantric and vibrational therapist, and this is what I want to talk to you about today. The word Kundalini comes from Sanskrit and means coiled snake, or one that has the shape of a serpent, and is the term used to name evolutionary energy, the individualized manifestation of each person from the whole. In other words, we are all one and part of the universe, part of the infinite. But we manifest ourselves as individualized ramifications of this whole, this divine consciousness, this cosmic. And this individualized manifestation, what makes you, you, is what we call Kundalini, which means that each person has their own Kundalini energy. When this energy is not awake, it has the shape of a sleeping snake, coiled 3.5 times, and is located at the base of the spine, right at the coccyx, where is also located our first chakra, or the root chakra. Once awake, this energy travels up the spine to the top of the head through the three main nadis. Nadis are channels that carry energy in our bodies. The central nadi, called sushumna, is the hollow tube of the spine itself and is represented in this image by this black line in the middle. The intertwining around the central nadi, which is represented in this image by the two snakes, are the auxiliary nadis, Ida and Pingala. And it is through these three nadis, these energy-conducting tubes, that Kundalini rises through our body. Ida, the white serpent, represents the feminine, the moon, the water element, blood and life, and is responsible for controlling cold in the body. And it is associated with our pituitary gland. Pingala, the orange serpent, represents the masculine, the sun, the fire element, poison and death, and is responsible for controlling heat in the body, and it is associated with our pineal gland. These two auxiliary nadis represent the principle of gender that is present in all things in the universe, which means that we all have the feminine and the masculine forces, or yin and yang. During the awakening of the Kundalini, as this energy rises through the three main nadis, it continually passes through the main chakras, from the base of the spine to the center of the brain. The two auxiliary nadis, Ida and Pingala, meet at each chakra point until they reach the Ajna chakra, or the third eye chakra. This is why it's so common to see the Kundalini energy being represented by two snakes that intertwine each other, leaving the coccyx region, intercrossing at each chakra point, and meeting again at the third eye. However, these two serpents are not the Kundalini itself, but the channels, or the nadis, through which this energy passes. The Kundalini energy continues its ascension until it reaches the top of the head, transcending the physical body. At this moment, it activates our body of light, or our holographic body. When the body of light is activated, it causes in the physical body a sensation of being electrically charged. The person experiencing this event feels like a human battery being charged and infinitely expanded by a current of bioelectricity. Once the body of light is activated, it also activates all the subtle bodies, including the divine body or the spiritual body, which are the subtle body closest to the whole, closest to the divine. But why is the awakening of the Kundalini so important to our daily life? There is a component that is transparent and made of pure energy, occupying the same time and space as our physical world, just at a different degree of vibration, which we call the fourth dimension. The awakening of the Kundalini and the activation of the body of light is a process by which our consciousness becomes capable of perceiving and experiencing this reality. In other words, we become capable of experiencing a reality, a dimension closer to the divine while still being inserted in the third dimension reality. Once the activation of the body of light is complete, the experience is not over yet. The Kundalini energy continues its ascension. The next stage in awakening is for the energy to leave the physical body completely and take the individual consciousness with it. But don't worry, this doesn't mean that it's time for you to go to the great beyond. This experience results in a momentary unification of the individual and the cosmic consciousness. Once this transcendental experience occurs, the individual consciousness returns to the physical body, having gained a glimpse of the true nature of reality. In other words, human becomes one with God for a brief moment. The purpose of the Kundalini energy is to activate the body of light and its corresponding subtle bodies. Once this happens, the entire tree of life is awakened within the individual and all the cosmic planes become available as states of consciousness. This is why the so-called awakening of the Kundalini is so important to our consciousness expansion, because it is a true channel of connection with the divine. Once the activation is complete, the Kundalini energy becomes a permanent part of the awakened individual's existence, signaling a new way of functioning and experiencing the world. The awakened individual will be inserted in the same reality as everyone else, but will be experiencing in an entirely different way. But then, why does this awakening seem so difficult and unattainable? If the individual becomes fearful of uniting their being with the white light, of letting their individual consciousness leave their physical body, the Kundalini energy decreases and falls back to the root chakra at the base of the spine, requiring it to go through the whole process again. And it is common for people who experience a spontaneous Kundalini awakening to become fearful, because it's a process that resembles a physical death due to the intensity of the energy felt in the body and the consciousness being released from the body. So, to experience the maximum degree of activation, the transcendental experience, you must be willing to go through a living death and leave behind all the reality you know. The awakening of the Kundalini is a daily exercise, and very few people will be able to achieve the transcendental experience of becoming one with God in one incarnation. However, this doesn't mean that we need to give up and that we cannot dedicate ourselves to allow this energy to awake and increase and reach higher and higher levels of activation. Each time that we are able to reach 1 degree higher of activation, we are one step closer to our body of light and to the whole. In the next video, I will bring some exercises that we can do on a daily basis, simple and practical, to allow this energy to awake and be activated. And if you are in this path of self-development, self-knowledge, and connection with the divine, with your superior self, then follow the channel and like this video and share it with the person who is in the same path with you and can benefit from this content.